All right, let's load up the second game. You still have time?
Yeah, I do. So the second game is from between Horus and Loading, and gnidaoL is a young player guy. He's been improving his skills steadily
Okay.
just by playing the game so much at school and not doing his homework.
Oh, that is loading backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never realized that because I'm a really smart guy. I was saying like gnidaoL, like trying to actually
No, we
pronounce it.
say gnidaoL or sometimes, or I mean,
I'm
I
calling him
say
loading from now
Nadi
on.
because Reza Math used to call him Nadi, like a pet name.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so pretty talented guy. I didn't know about his schoolwork. Horus is old player. He was on the unofficial ladder council.
Okay.
They were responsible for doing some look at maps to vote on which maps should be included in the ladder map pack, which is basically what they considered competitive.
Okay.
Or competitively balanced.
Interesting.
So yeah, pretty good player also, so we should expect to see a good game. The map is Clearing Gushes.
That sounds
I
kind of
think we
gross.
saw this map before. I don't know if we saw this. Did we see this one or
I don't think so.
Foothills?
I don't think we saw this one. I could be wrong, but I don't think we have casted on this map before. I like this map. It looks very charming. Kind of a good use of assets. I like the way it... I'm not really talking about the balance of the map, by the way, just the way it looks. I like this little bridge. I like the water out here. So it looks kind of charming. But in terms of
It looks nice. I don't know a lot about this map, actually, so I couldn't say that much about it. But from first glance, or this isn't my first glance, but
yeah.
Basically you could recruit units on both sides,
Sure,
and there would be a lot of villages to attack. It seems
another one of those.
So
yeah. It's cool.
It should, yeah. I mean, it should be pretty interesting to see a mobile gameplay type on this map.
All right, so Horus is Loyalist with the Javelineer, and then we've got Loading with the Thunder Guard, which is a very good hero. I kind of like that they both got...
Is it very good?
I think so.
I don't know.
That's what I was always told. Being able to finish things off with a 28 damage Thunder Stick seems quite nice, assuming it hits. But it is kind of interesting.
Well, compared to the Dwarvish heroes, it's like kind of good, I guess. Just like you look at all the Dwarf random heroes, it's like Poach, the Trapper, who is probably the worst one. The Rogue, who like it's an offensive unit, but because it's your leader, you can't afford to risk it.
Right.
And then you have the Stalwart, who is tanky but doesn't deal damage, and the Thunder Guard, who can miss all his damage.
That's the unfortunate. That's the unfortunate thing. Although it is. I will say that it is nice that the Thunder Guard can do ranged. So you can do huge damage with your leader. And this is, again, I'm a neophyte. I might be talking out of my ass, but it feels like to me that being able to do that big damage potentially. And not put your leader at as much risk seems nice. It seems nice.
Yeah, when you look at the other leaders, Thunder Guard isn't that bad. It's just everyone wants to be the Steelclad. Like, if I could pick someone to be in my next life, if reincarnation is real, I would want to be the Steelclad. He has that much hit points. He has higher resist than his level 1 form, the Dwarvish Rider.
Right.
Get quick on him with your leader, so he is actually, he can get around.
He gets quick. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's
guaranteed.
Pretty quick, man.
Wow, that's important for a dwarf considering how slow they are. Let's see these starts, these loadouts. But hold on a second, what's happening here? Not a mirror, have fun.
So it says not a mirror, have fun. Basically a bit of history trivia. Oh my god.
That is a lot of goddamn horsemen. Are you serious?
What?
Actually,
this is so funny, man.
What is going on? 3 horsemen, cavalrymen, and a spearman.
Okay, so I guess what we're seeing right now is Horus is just in the mood for a short game.
Yeah.
So what he's doing... Oh yeah, so about the mirror, before we talking about this a lot. In older versions of the game, you didn't have like something implemented inside the game to tell you if it's to prevent mirror matchups from happening. So you had to just play it, and the little add-on tells you if there's a mirror matchup, because no one wants to play a mirror matchup. It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
So that's what it was for. But yeah, these horsemen, man, that's 69 gold. 69 gold invested
in horse in just mountains of horse flesh. And he even has a cavalryman over here. So he'll certainly be a mobile guy.
Yeah, and actually against dwarves, it's pretty strong because horses are just so good against dwarves. They have blade resist from the dwarvish fighters, and they do high damage to dwarves.
Yeah.
Dwarves has high hit points, but like their tanky units die
to
high damage. It might actually work. On the other side, he just gets the bare minimum: a cav and a spear, just to take villages. So the real story should be coming out of these horsemen. What he decides to do with these horsemen right now. So yeah, pretty curious. Very risky recruit also.
Yeah, I think
you would
so.
go up against like I don't even know what you would go up against. Like anything. Even it's risky to go up against dwarves. Even it's risky.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, an wolf in the opening recruit and some footies. So actually, these footies and even the guardsmen could be good targets to get charged.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I think P1 is P1. Okay, so P1 is Horus in red.
Yeah.
So actually, he could. I mean, this is a player 1 horseman rush. It's like, oh man, how do you say this? This is like. It's definitely a cheesy tactic.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost as, it's not that cheesy compared to like 4 griffins in the starting recruit or like something similar, but it's very cheesy.
Zerg rush.
It's not like a 4 pull either. That would be like the griffin, but this is like, I mean, this is definitely not standard. If he knows it's coming, or even if he like responds to it properly, he can just.
Well, I'd like to point something out real quick. All that praise I gave the Thunder Guard is going to especially work out quite nicely, considering that he does 34 damage to the cavalrymen and the horsemen, which is pretty solid if you ask me, assuming he's able to hit.
That's most of its hit points. It could die to like 1 unit
hitting
after.
But if he triples up on the horsemen, he could just slaughter the Thunder Guard, so I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Thunderers are very vulnerable to getting hit from horsemen, but horsemen are also very vulnerable to getting hit by Thunderers, so yeah.
Schwartz user is in my chat saying, "Oh no, what happened? I leave for 2 minutes and the game is over." Dauntless the Undead basically turned things around and used his bat and conquered that last game. So now we're doing a second one between Horus and Loading.
Yeah, so curious how, because I know gnidaoL or Loading, he likes to go with these. He himself likes to play with unconventional recruits, very bizarre stuff. And actually you can, okay, so sometimes his games go pretty cheesy himself because of what his opening choice. So I'm interested how the cheeser will respond to getting cheesed.
Yeah.
And okay, you can see that horseman on the side. He's not even taking villages. He's just interested in getting it out there, maybe to charge a unit next turn. I'm not sure how many can reach that footpad. Can you mouse over the middle horse?
The middle horse. This guy here?
Between the...
Yeah, he can reach it. This one can reach it. This one, of course, cannot.
So he could reach the guy with two horses.
You know what's particularly hilarious about this is...
Can the side horse reach the footy?
Yeah. Both of these horses can reach the footy. What's interesting about this to me is, like, I don't know if can this dude even see these horsemen? Even one of them? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Probably not.
Well, I think he can see. I think he can see the right.
No, 1, 2,
horseman.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He cannot see either horse, because there's water and ford. There's water and there's coastal reef and some obstruction in the way.
Yeah, there is. Wow, that's fast. So he doesn't even know.
So
what a surprise!
Even know what's going to hit him. Well, it might hit him or it might not hit him, but it might also just like destroy him. And that footy, it doesn't deal retail damage.
No, it doesn't.
That's what you need to do against the horseman.
No, although I will say this, the Ulfzerker is going to be really nice. If there's one thing they're good at, it's chopping up mountains of horse flesh. So I feel like he'll be pretty good. I hear some disagreement.
I don't think that Wolf would win against a horse at day, though I might be wrong.
I don't know.
Even if it is strong.
I don't know. I don't know. I read this once that Ulfsirkers were really good even during the day at killing horsemen, but I guess we're probably going to find out.
Not in day. Not in day.
Not in day? Okay.
At night they are good. Yeah.
Gotcha. So he goes for it. 27! It's so brutal!
Oh my god, okay. So, yeah, I mean, or only in retail. That's... Okay, he lives. Yeah. I mean, that was so scary, though, that guy. And Horus saying something in the chat, you see nothing yet. Oh, even the wolf getting charged. Oh my god.
And he gets him.
Okay, yeah, wow.
He takes a lot of retail, though.
This is just destruction.
How can I counter that? Loading says. Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay, yeah. So now we see Loading crying a bit.
I would be crying too. To be fair,
I would be crying. I mean, I would also be crying.
I'd be a little bit. Honestly, this is enough to make a man a bit salty. I think. The old triple horseman rush.
Oh man, this is evil.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that horse gets zocked, but he can charge again next turn.
Yeah.
You can zock him, but he's not trapped with you. You're trapped with him.
Right, that's true.
Oh man.
Oh, he's bringing his leader out. I'm not sure about this.
He can, but I mean.
I guess these guys are zocked, so they can't. They can't actually kill the leader, but it's questionable considering he could do a good bit of damage to the leader even with one horseman. Although I think he's just going to slaughter these footmen still.
He can just get the footpad on the far right, and there would be not much units to reach him.
Yeah, that's true.
He has 2 horses that can hit that footpad, so it might be pretty good.
What have we got going on in the back?
This rush has definitely paid for itself already at this point.
Absolutely.
I mean, just losing that 1 unit. And okay, unless you don't get a kill this turn and lose a horse next turn, and then it's already good. Yeah.
Well, he gets the kill.
Oh my god, getting that kill, so brutal.
He takes
taking the village. Yep, that's what you want to do, because he's got a gun, but he doesn't have enough bullets to shoot you all.
Right. Well, he would be
killing that guy too.
He'd be a madman to send the Thunder Guard out, But then again, how does he?
He can try.
Yeah, but it's just like he's got. So if he moves this Thunder Guard out here, how does he protect him from all the dudes the next turn?
Well, even if you would say manage to kill 1 horse and severely wound another horse, your Thunder Guard would be far away from the village, and you wouldn't be able to recruit in 1 turn next turn. So then you would have to go on the cav, and if you go on the cav, well, the horsemen, that's the money units right there. They're still alive. They can run away, and they got hit that experience. So it looks very bad actually.
Yeah, it's not
those
great.
footpads and the wolf getting charged. How much gold is that? That's like 28 plus 19, so 47 gold.
Yeah.
That's already more than 2 horsemen worth of gold.
Yeah.
And the village has been taken. So actually, I think this rush has worked marvelously.
Well, of course.
I think Loading is in a terrible spot.
He's pooping himself. I would be.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, I don't know. He could bring it back, I guess. This is pierce damage, I suppose.
Okay, 1 hit. And he
goes
even
for
doesn't actually. Oh my god. This is dreadful for him now.
Fascinating.
Okay, so. Alright.
He doesn't kill anything,
He will get 1 horse, but. I mean, the other horse still has experience. It can still go home. This is.
I mean, I don't know. Right now,
I would GG at this point.
At this point, if I was our loyalist, Horus here, I would just like gang down his leader. He's got horse, cavalrymen. Even at night, I feel like there's a good chance. I mean, probably at least 50%, right, of the Thunder Guard just dying. Is that wrong?
I think he absolutely doesn't need to. If
he did, no.
He would be giving Loading a chance to get back into the game.
That's true.
He can just take 2 horsemen and go home, and enjoy his little victory here.
Yeah, that's the safe play.
You can go and capture some more village. Is it in range of another village? The cav?
The cavalryman. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Yeah. He could take one of these guys. Enemy village there. Enemy village there. So he could do that.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, there's 1 village that he can just take and not get hit the next turn. So
absolutely. Get some healing. No, I see what you're saying.
Maybe now he can try and, suicide the already trapped horsemen on either the guardsman or the thunderer. I would say probably the thunderer.
Yeah.
Just to avoid giving the experience to any dwarvish unit. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, doesn't
Absolutely.
make too huge of a difference.
Oh, Fox in my stream is asking me, Dominions 4 stream when? If someone buys me Dominions 4, I'd be happy to play it on stream. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but is that a very streamable game? Seems kind of long. Have you heard of that, Hardwood, Dominions?
I haven't heard of it at all. I don't know what it is.
I think it's like a 4X game, much slower than Wesnoth. Let's see what happens during this turn.
Trading? Or...
like Civilization.
No, I know. Okay, yeah, so running away with those horsemen. And
not doing the flashy play. He was flashy enough when he summoned 3 horsemen.
Oh, wow. Even getting the... Well, okay, so what he did with this is get the damage on the dwarvish fighter.
Mm-hmm. He's preparing for the next day.
Dwarf gets some XP, but he'll be injured the next day, so you could maybe do something to him.
See, this is why I'm not as good as I could be at Wesnoth, because I would have gone for the flashy assassination play, just to see if I could make it happen.
Well, even if you go for the flashy play, I mean, you still can just use the wounded guy. Maybe you would get 2 out of 2, I mean...
Right? You never know.
And then from there, you could decide whether you really want to do it or
commit,
because, you know, yeah.
So what does loading do? What does he even do at this point? He moves his... Oh, he's just berserking at this point. He sent his leader out so far.
Man, okay. So he got so mad that he doesn't want to play the game anymore, and he just wants to shoot the units.
Yeah, I mean, this is very strange, because it's like the leader obviously cannot reach a keep for a very long time now. Hey!
Yeah, that leader's not going home.
He
went out and died, and he's in the company of horses and that men. You know how this goes. So that dwarf, he's not going to make it back home. He's just going to shoot until his gun runs out of bullets and he has to reload and then he gets charged by horses and die.
Yeah. So, Hardwood, you couldn't hear this, but Farb Joder just followed me on stream, so thank you for that. I need to find a way to make the alerts pipe through to our Discord call. I mean, how cool would that be if you could actually hear...
yeah, that would be nice if you could somehow do that.
I'll figure that out.
All right.
Or I'll try to. Anyway, yeah, so this game is basically over, right? Like, what's the Thunder Guard gonna do, really?
Well, he's going to miss some horses eventually, because it's only 40% to... It's only 60% to hit. And then he will just get trapped from the keep.
And he loses his poacher, insult to injury.
Yeah.
Oh, he left. Yeah, so those cavalrymen, he saw the writing on the wall. The Cavs were gonna come and, mess him up. There's really nothing he could do at this point. I mean, but this is so many horsies on the board. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a loyalist with quite so many. It's like one cav, 2 cav, 3 cav, and then how many horses were made this game? 4 as well, the horsemen.
Like 4, I don't know.
I think so, because there's 3 on the board now and 1 died. So, would you say that...
there's actually a few variations of this horseman rush, and it also depends on the map you are playing at the time. But basically 3 is the maximum number of horsemen you could get. You could also substitute like a horse for a cav, or depends on your mood really. But okay, he went with 3 horsemen, and gnidaoL just got rushed, and he I guess he didn't respond to it. Yeah. Well, it might have been possible, I think, to... Was it possible to scout? Actually, I don't know if it was.
I don't think so.
Maybe we can go back to the start and, see it, because it's only a few turns.
I mean...
It's a stop sign button.
Reset to beginning. Alright.
Yeah.
So what do you want to see exactly?
Just the first turn by gnidaoL, and we can see it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he could have seen this coming, if that's what you're trying to suggest.
Can you see the poacher? Not the poacher, the footpad to the top?
Yeah,
okay,
so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he would be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, this one's got 8 movements.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't see it if it wasn't quick.
He couldn't see
that
it.
quick guy could have No.
I don't
Can you
think
play
so.
one turn from Horus? I want to see where he put his units again.
I mean, I think that loading kind of went with a non-standard layout, a non-standard sort of loadout for his starter units, right? So I wonder.
Oh, it's not that non-standard actually. One Ulf, it's not that absurd.
Yeah, fair enough.
To do, but okay, maybe. So I'm counting the movement: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, actually, he would have. I think he could have scouted that horseman.
Yeah.
So that can you mouse over the quick footpad on the right?
Oh, let me pause. Actually, I can't pause in the middle. Sorry. Yeah, but if he had sent the quick footpad here, or like down as far as he could towards the enemy team, he would have, I think.
Yeah, and then he would have one more movement point to.
But then, okay, but he knows that there's one horseman. You know, at that point, do you know that there's 3 horsemen?
One horse should already tell you something because he didn't take a village with that horse.
Yeah.
So at that point, I would be highly suspicious
coming, yeah.
that something is weird.
Okay,
in this
well, what
game.
do you do at that point? What do you do at that point?
Well, you could just not take the village.
Yeah, but then,
that's always an option.
So you're just you're stalling out until the next night? Is that?
Well, maybe you wouldn't take the village with your Ulf, and maybe you would maybe you could still take a village with a footpad.
Interesting.
But the Ulf, I wouldn't do it for sure because.
Right.
No, something is weird anyway. But okay.
But yeah, Farbjoder is.
That he could have maybe done.
Farbjoder is asking if they knew the other faction, which is, I believe the answer is no. It was totally random.
No, he didn't know, but just that because actually I think we saw that he didn't scout the horse. He just moved the footpad straight to the village. Just moving it that one hex would have given him in this case the scouting information that he needed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, one hex at a time.
You also gotta think from loading's perspective. He doesn't expect that something like this would happen to him.
It's arguably cheese, right?
It's very cheesy, but okay. I mean, just on the off chance, that's one thing that you can maybe try to. You always gotta be a bit wary, especially about random factions, because you never know what's coming your way.
Well, you know what? This is what I do from now on. I play nothing but loyalists, and I recruit nothing but horsemen, and I'm going to become the expert at horse cheesing, is what we're going to call it.
Okay, so what will happen to you? I will make the prophecy right now is that people will ban you from Wesnoth games when they see you join them. Because they hate you.
Yes, I do think that's generally what happens when you get a reputation like that. But until that happens, I'll ride it out. And also, I'll just have to log into my my Hardwood account. All right, I'll make Hardwood 2. That'll be my account name where I do all of this cheesing, and then I'll ruin your reputation. That's how we'll do it. But anyway, no, this was a fun game. Both of the games were fun. I mean, this was fun. The last one was more serious. But I enjoyed this a lot. I got to learn a new way to sort of cheese the game down, which is always fun. And yeah, I mean, now we know a little bit more about how to protect against this too.
Yeah, thanks for our players also for playing these games, showing us such an entertaining showing us such entertaining games to watch and to talk about. Really good play in the first game also from Dauntless. We didn't we gave him less credit than we should have because I didn't see that the second adept could reach. And so I short sold him a little
we absolutely thought that Dauntless was going to lose that game, and then he showed us what was what. So that was a fun. But then again, those kinds of turnarounds I think make for the most entertaining games, really. When it comes from behind and you just don't expect what happens, and then it happens anyway. That I think is the most entertaining thing about this game.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody who came by the stream. I'd like to thank you, Hardwood, and of course, like you said, the players of the games. And then, of course, you'll see this on YouTube for the next couple days. If you'd like to get kind of a chopped up version of it that's less, doesn't have the whole Twitch VOD stuff in it. And then next week, on Friday at 4 p.m. EST, we'll be doing this again. So yeah, thanks everybody. But
all right, yeah, thanks for having me. So last word to gnidaoL or loading. Go sleep, loading. You have school tomorrow. So we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.